We are back at it again here with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. To all the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all subscribers, welcome back. So here we are with BBIG, and BBIG continues to push up higher from the last several days. We have seen the reversal start since the 11th after it jumped up and pulled downwards from way down here in the 490s. It has been showing clear strength here based off of 42 vision. We're watching it here on the 30-minute. We're going to look at it how it looks on the 1 day as well and what it's showing here based off the data. But before we jump into it, I want to share with you guys the home run of the day that I mentioned this morning over at the Discord, and we're going to jump right into it here with BBIG. So the home run of the day was spectacular, even though the S&P 500 index continues with volatility and is struggling to get back to the all-time highs. I will continue to look for opportunities every single day, and this is something you can become part of as well. Check out the link down below in the description to the Discord, and by joining, you'll become part of a growing community of investors all looking to learn and grow together. So LMFA and SNOA were the two stocks I was watching this morning, but one of them turned out to give us a home run opportunity, and that was LMFA. We caught this one in the pre-market, and in the pre-market alone, it had jumped up nearly a 10 to 20% move, pulled back down towards the bell, and it took off to a highest point of possibility of 25% plus, guys. This is what we look for every day. This is what I strive for, and the community itself is growing and learning together, and it's something you can become part of as well today. Check out the link down below in the description. We look forward to having you join us, and let's jump into these charts. So here we are with BBIG, and we're going to talk about why BBIG started running even higher yesterday, and it continued into today, but it's having a little bit of a pullback here. This could be a healthy one, as we've seen in the chart in the past, right? It happened here, right? It also happened right here, and what happened? The next leg up, the next leg up. So I always say when there's pullbacks, sometimes it could be a healthy pullback in the sense of a setup for the next bull run. Now, this stock has moved tremendously. It has nearly doubled from the lows down here to the peak. So at these levels, BBIG is a lot riskier than it was before. But why is it moving higher? Well, yesterday, there was an article that went ahead and gave BBIG a price target of $40 due to the fact of the merger, right? We talked about how the Tide spinoff dividend was coming up on the record date of October 22nd. Now, a lot of people were remembering that it was October 15th that this was going to happen. It got moved forward, right? And we're going to break that all down and show you proof of why the stock is going higher. This has a lot to do with the NFT launches, also the Cryptide merger and Tide spinoff dividend, right? That is creating this hype and speculation of pushing it higher, and it's also moving because of the valuation of the merger combined of a total based off this article of $5 billion. If you look at BBIG alone, it doesn't even reach $1 billion. So if you really think about it, it could 3 to 4x from here, and this person is literally saying it could 5x, which is actually $5 billion compared to less than $1 billion. But realistically speaking, it could 3 to 5x if this is actually true. And that's where the price target based off valuations and the whole entire merger and all the hype and speculation of $40. It's not guaranteed though. Now, what's driving BBIG up pretty fast as well is the short interest and the amount of shorts that are covering within this situation, pushing it even higher and riding it up even with the bulls. The cool thing is the days to cover has gone higher, which we talked about in yesterday's video, creating for those bears and those shorts to have to cover and stay covered. They don't have the flexibility that they had before. That is super important to be aware of because it gives leverage to the bulls to put pressure on the shorts as this goes higher, and shorts can get trapped on the way. Now, on the 30-minute, it has been showing nothing but strength. It is still showing strength here. We'll have to see if this is actually a setup for the next bull run or if this transitions into a red candlestick. If it does, based off 42 vision, this could go into further weakness. But when we look at the 1 day, you could see how things are pushing upwards. There has been a complete transition here into strength, and we're going to have to see if another green candlestick can go upwards, or if a dark green candlestick with red border appears, because if that happens, that means that things are fading and the hype is slowing down, and it could pull this one back downwards from these highs. But right now, based off of everything, it shows a complete transition into strength, and we're going to have to see if it could continue. Now, on the 30-minute, like I said, it has all started since way back here on October 11th, and it's been pushing upwards with complete strength all along the way. This is very different from a regular chart. You could see in this area a little bit of red, and this could be confusing for investors. But if you see here the dark green with red borders, that means that even though it's pulling back, there has been some strength. It hasn't completely transitioned, and it could possibly reverse from there. And there you see it coming back up and just continuing. And this has been a phenomenal way for someone to maximize using 42 vision all along the way of the process. And right now, this is not something to be alarmed just yet. If it pulls back pretty fast, well, if somebody got in way down here in the 4s or 5s, that might be a place to consider taking profits, in my opinion. And this is not financial advice. That's how I would react to it. But if this does not transition to red and it just continues to reverse and push upwards, and there's more green and it just continues with this strength, I believe it can go further on. And what is the point that the bulls need to break through? Well, the highest point in this run, which was reached today, is 905. The bulls need to break through that, turn it into a support to reach newer highs and new resistance levels. And once that's accomplished, the next point of reference is up here at 940 and all the way back up here to the $11 mark for this to continue to push up to newer highs and trap more shorts. And with the days to cover that BBIG has, it could trap so many shorts that it could take this possibly to newer highs or close to its most recent highs of the 52-week range, which was 1249. I think that's a pivotal moment to see if this is going to retest it and get rejected, or break through it and see newer highs. But let's talk about here why BBIG has so much hype, not just after yesterday's article and what happened with the 15th date and the 22nd when it comes to the spin-off dividend. So we have here that BBIG gained 70% this week. What comes next for BBIG stock? Well, they talk about how they're going to launch the NFTs, right? That's one of the biggest things. And then the merger and the spin-off date of the Cryptide dividend, right? So let's talk about here what the Cryptide dividend has done to the chart, and it makes all sense. Now, because BBIG was supposed to make the last record date today, October 15th, and BBIG Vinco Ventures filed a separate AK changing the record date to October 22nd, meaning that anyone that holds it up to that date is eligible to receive the dividend, okay? Beyond reading all of this and actually looking at this price target here and everything in this article, just to make it simplified, BBIG has ran up in anticipation. It was bound to happen because the 15th, which is today, it was supposed to be the record date. Anyone holding up to that date would actually lock in the dividend, right? Now it got moved to the 22nd. That means 1 week from now, next Friday. That creates a further catalyst for BBIG to go higher within next week, in my opinion, or if it pulls back, it's going to have a jump eventually towards Friday due to the fact of the change in the record date. Now, after that, things can get very volatile or weakness can reappear. That's another thing to be aware of. So don't get caught chasing something. And I think at these levels, it is very elevated. It's nearly 100% from the lows. This is where it made the most sense. And even based off of 42 vision, it shows it. Now, another thing as well, BBIG, this whole entire dividend, there's shorts that are involved in this and are getting caught up in the squeeze, right? To possibly even squeeze this further. But on top of that, a lot of the shorts are probably covering, because when a dividend is getting paid out and they're in a short position, the shorts have to pay the dividend. They don't receive it. So that's something to think about as well. Do your research on that. This is not financial advice again, but it's going to be a big catalyst as well if the shorts that are actually in short positions, and think about if they're profiting more by shorting it or by just not holding it and going ahead and repositioning themselves, because they have to pay that dividend. That's something that they're probably trying to calculate, and it could create an even further squeeze and catalyst to push up towards the 52-week high or possibly beyond it. Not guaranteed. This is all speculation and all the different things and the parts of the puzzle that I'm putting together. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.